Today's weekly intuitive message is that not everything needs a reaction. That's one that's very hard and something that I am trying to work on myself. So basically, we're going through a time now. There's a lot of changes, a lot of kind of dense energy on the planet, right? If you're someone that's on a spiritual journey, you're probably doing a lot of shadow work now. It can be pretty tough as an empath, especially. You can often feel the emotions of others and the pain and suffering of others, right? And even the anger of others. And sometimes, we don't realize that that's not ours. It can be easy to get caught up in chaos. It can get easy to have trauma responses to things. There are things that sometimes trigger us, that remind us of past traumatic experiences that we had. And remember that trauma can be on many different levels, right? Sometimes people think that trauma has to be some really crazy traumatic event. There are different forms of emotional trauma. Things that cause a big rift in your energy field, right? A scar, right? Really affected you emotionally. And it can be something that was small that happened while you were a kid. It could, or that you think was small. I don't ever want to minimize anything. It can happen on many different levels, right? So I think it's important to make sure that we have emotional intelligence, that sometimes reacting to something is actually making it worse. It's giving more energy to the things we don't want. So how do we overcome this? Or how do we remain stable, calm, cool, collected, grounded when we feel like a fire is burning within us and we feel like we want to just snap on somebody? So I had this experience that happened the other day. I've been working on really being calm, more grounded. I'm an Aries too. Aries sun, Scorpio moon. So I got a lot of tense emotions sometimes. I have a fire burning inside of me a lot of the times, but it's also passion and, also someone that's been through a good amount of trauma and stuff. So sometimes I want to snap too, and I've been really good. I've been really calm, cool, collective. I want to do all the things I talk about in my videos. But then I found myself in a situation where it was something that I could have just responded calmly, but I snapped. And then when I snapped, I really snapped. I went off and all this other stuff came out. It had been stuff that I had been wanting to say for a while. It maybe been trying to be more in my feminine energy, trying to be more stable and practice what I preach, but I'm a human being. So it can be easy to fall into old patterns. It can be easy to react, but I just want you to think that when you react, when you get that fire burning inside, there are other healthier ways to release it. For me, making a video. For me, it could be working out, going on a jog, expressing it in another way, maybe writing, maybe dancing, singing. There are other healthier ways to express it, or physically, some kind of physical action that's not toxic, not beating someone up. But often reacting is just giving energy to the things we don't want. It's giving something emotional reaction, and sometimes it doesn't need emotional reaction. A lot of times emotional reaction is more part of the problem, not part of the solution. When you're emotionally reacting to something else that's triggering you, a lot of times that person or whoever it is also in an emotional state. So what do you think it's going to be? Just going to be very toxic. So it can be hard to be the bigger person. It can be hard to take the higher road, just either calmly respond, or if we aren't able to do that, sometimes no response at all, or sometimes we need to completely walk away from the situation until we can respond from a calm and grounded place. We want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. We have to learn to respond more or not respond, right? And really think about what deserves my energy. Is this situation really needing that emotional trigger? Does it really need that, or maybe even hostility? So you might have that toxic interaction with this particular person. Just try to sit and pause before you do something. Do breath work, meditate, go running. Try to find something else to do before you react, or anything you could do to stop that process, because you probably have a pattern of thinking, feeling, and acting that way, right? Think about something, feel a certain way, you get triggered, right? Then you snap, you react. So you really need to think of, how can I respond and not react to this situation? Like, how can I resolve the situation? A lot of times reacting is not going to resolve anything. It's just a form of release. Find other ways to release it. Pause and think, how, like, play the tape back. How is this going to unfold? Like, what's happened in the past every time I act this way? It probably has gone nowhere, right? And it just creates more of a toxic interaction with that person. And we're talking about karmic patterns too. It could be something from past lives, all that stuff, something you need to work on in this life, right? It's not about playing like who's at fault. It just, can we come up with a solution? If it's someone you have to be around all the time, if it's a family member, a relationship that you're choosing to still be in, friendship, whatever it is, coworkers, whatever this interaction is, whoever it's with, you know, if it's not someone you're going to cut off and be done with, some people are toxic, you need to cut them off, then you need to find out, like, how can I just create healthy communication, a healthy relationship with this person? Also talking and listening to their points of view too, you know, having a more grounded approach. Talking from a calm place, not with attitude. And sometimes we have good intentions, like even me, but then sometimes the way I communicate it comes off like with the attitude, or like I'm attacking somebody, and I'm working on that myself. So be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Think before you're giving off your energy. Like, that's a lot of energy that can really drain you when you're constantly reacting to certain people or whatever situations. It's draining your energy. It's giving that more power than it needs to. It's more energy. A lot of these things are just temporary. They're going to pass. Not everything needs a reaction. And I'm really learning that. It's, like I said, it's hard for me, but I'm finding it better with the times where I have consciously, like, paused and actually respond instead of react. I lose the attitude, or I wait till I'm in a more calm and grounded place so I can respond and come up with a solution. So I wait till I'm in a more calm space. Maybe that means a day later. Maybe that means a little bit later after I meditate, take a bubble bath, go running, just get out of the house, like do something, just go on a walk in nature, something to kind of take my mind off it. Because when you're in the problem, you can't come up with a solution, right? When you're in the consciousness of the problem, you can't find the solution. Sometimes you got to get out of that and take a step away, take a step back, think about it, and is this worth a reaction or not? Because your energy is precious. So that's just something I've been learning and working on. Just rant, but hope it helped you. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, share, and also maybe comment on what's helped you respond and not react, or what strategies help you to, like, pause and be more calm and not snap off. If you're on TikTok, make sure to give me a follow as well. Have a good day. Namaste.